Well guys, we've made our way to Atlanta, Georgia for Newcastle's second game of the summer series against Chelsea at, of course, Darren Eales' old club, Atlanta United. This is downtown Atlanta. You can have a look. Some of these buildings are absolutely massive. The hotel that we are staying in, which you can probably just see through the trees there, is 71 floors high. 71 floors. Thankfully with my dodgy ankle, as my cameraman just fell there himself, thankfully my room is only on the 25th floor and is a working lift. But I have to say, this place, Atlanta, very, very different to Philadelphia. It's a little bit strange, I have to say. I don't feel like there's many people around. Huge big buildings, lots of concrete, but yet not that many people. So it's been very, very different to Philadelphia. Still trying to get my head around it. It just seemed like a bit of a surreal place. But we're here for the next 3 days to cover that game against Chelsea at the Mercedes Benz Arena tomorrow night. So really looking forward to that one, and already managed to meet up with quite a lot of Newcastle United fans. Now, we met up with loads of them earlier at the training ground. Newcastle held an open training session for fans to attend. I think there's maybe a couple of hundred Newcastle fans there, many of them based here in the US. Some of them had travelled over from the UK to be there as well. So I met people from LA, from New York, from South Shields, from Gosforth. It was a strange old setup, I have to say, but amazing access from the club, and I think all the supporters that were there thoroughly enjoyed it. Managed to catch a word with Harvey Barnes, did a quick one-to-one chat with him as he looked forward to his career as a Newcastle United player. He couldn't keep the smile off his face throughout the entire interview. He spoke to other journalists as well, and you just get the feeling that this is a move he's wanted for some time. He can't wait to get started. Interestingly, after the training session that the supporters watched, Barnes was then put through some running drills of his own. He was asked to run up and down the pitch time and time again for a good 10 minutes on his own, alongside one of the fitness coaches, as Eddie Howe tries to get Barnes up to the speed of the other players and ensure that he's ready to start the season the way he ended it with Leicester City. So good to get an insight at training this morning. Amanda Staveley was there, Merdan Gudusi was there, of course all the players were there, Darren Eales and Peter Silverstone, and a lot of the club staff were there as well. It was great to see them all mingling with the supporters over here in Atlanta. I'm just going to do a quick look round the place again. Hooters over there, try and stay out of there, I think this week. There'll be a job when it's right next door to the hotel, but we'll see. Hard Rock Cafe, that's the sort of things you've got here in downtown Atlanta, a city of about 6 million people. As I say, not many of them here in the city centre. A couple of pieces of transfer news that I gleaned from this morning out of the training ground. As we know, Garang Kuol didn't travel here to the US. He's remained at home. He's set to move to Volendam in Holland on a season-long loan deal. That one should be confirmed soon. Also outgoing is Karl Darlow. He came very, very close to a move to Bournemouth just a few days ago, but they couldn't match what Newcastle were asking for. Leeds United though can, and he's in advanced talks over a move to Leeds United, where he'll move there and potentially become their #1 goalkeeper. Of course, Leeds in the Championship next season, but that on paper you would say looks like a good move for Karl Darlow. He was at training this morning. You would expect he'll move over to Elland Road in the next 24 to 48 hours for a medical once that one is finalised. And the third one, come out the blue a little bit, is Jamal Lewis, the left back, who has featured quite regularly in pre-season, but of course hasn't played much since he joined the club a couple of years ago from Norwich City. He's set to move to Watford. I'm not too sure yet whether that's a loan deal or a permanent. I think both options are being discussed, but Jamal Lewis, the left back, is set to go as well. So 3 players potentially outgoing, Kuol, Darlow and Jamal Lewis. I would expect to have clarification on those probably in the next 24 hours, perhaps even by the time you watch this video. So now we're heading out to go and see Miguel Almiron, Sandro Tonali and Sean Longstaff. I think Loris Karius is going as well at a Soccer on the Streets event where the players are going out to meet some of the youngsters in a deprived area, so I'll try and bring some footage from that later on today. Afterwards, it's off to the stadium itself to speak to Eddie Howe and Kieran Trippier from Newcastle, alongside Maurizio Pochettino and one of the Chelsea players, as they preview tomorrow night's game. So a little bit of transfer news for you there. One other thing to note, I had a lovely morning today with a couple of Newcastle United supporters who are based in Florida, Scott and Max Milburn, their name is, descendants of the legendary Newcastle United striker Jackie Milburn. They both turned up today with Milburn 9 on their shirts. They came with myself and Simon, my cameraman, to the training session in the car. Had a great day with them, did an interview with them, so watch out for that on Sky Sports. Lovely guys, and I think they were just delighted to be here. They had the Milburn number 9 on and they're carrying on the family name. So lovely morning for them, and it was great for us to catch up with them. So my next post will be after the press conference tonight. We'll hear Eddie Howe's thoughts ahead of the Chelsea game, Kieran Trippier's as well, and I'll be back with more. So if you want to watch any more of my channel, make sure you subscribe, give some comments below. I'm reading them all, and I hope to speak to you all soon.